Hotep, what's going down? It's your boy Deezus, Deezy with Supreme Confidence. You're listening to today's episode of the Confidence in the Clutch podcast on the Confidence in the Clutch network. Whether it's a game of basketball or a game of life, you got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck like Milwaukee. I am the IP. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust. You can't fit in when you standing out. Last year was about branding. This one is about expanding. Colorism is dead. Black is black. Every disagreement is not a fight. I work for myself, so I guess I work for a boss, man. Get your confidence together, get your clutch together, support your own. Listen to the network on various platforms, confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com, Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Subscribe, share, rate, and review is important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K&K. Coming up, you know what it is. We're talking about, got some things about this vaccine, how I'm feeling about it. Let's talk about it. Talking about Osaka, talking about Deion, talking about Kim. Talking about All-Star Game, things that jumped out in my NBA Week 10, I believe we on. Week 10. My top 6 and something to grow on. Like always, bring you quality content with strong opinions and facts. Confidence in the clutch. We are feared more than love, but never hated. Y'all know what it is. Confidence starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Yeah. Recording this at 7:40 p.m. on Wednesday, February 24th. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about it. First of all, I must say, I got to say shout out to Jeff Gibbons, YouTuber, music producer, photo editor, all that, man. He had something that I had to try to replicate in my studio. He put a 50-inch on the wall, fam. He had like a 50. He might even have a 55. I don't know. I put a 50 on the wall. That's my monitor now for the production, for Final Cut Pro, for, Logic Pro. You know what I mean? For my classroom and stuff, just in all the Google Meets and everything I'm doing. And, man, what I say, yo, if you can, you know what I'm saying? If you can, you might want to look into that shit. Like, it's amazing. I really enjoy this. It feels different. Now, if I could just get some of the other stuff out of the studio office, because now it's the real studio office, so it's too much. It's extra little things that take like 5 minutes for me to clean up that I just gotta be motivated to do. I'm inspired, but I'm not motivated to do. So I need to get these couple things up out of here. Just got some atoms up in this joint. My new reference monitor speakers, and when I say they knock. That's something else. So, you know, it is what it is, though. I'm happy. You know what I mean, with that. Got some ideas, talked to the homie. Shout out to Jay. He told me a couple things last night. That's my brother. You know what I mean? And it's all good. I'm on the way. You know what I mean? People that's worried about where they at in life and their struggles and all that, man. Sometimes shit is just going to be what's going to be. I understand we can't talk about struggling and all that shit when you got new shit or whatever. And just make sure whatever you do, make sure you invest in your kids, man. Invest in your kids' present. Stop worrying about the future all the time as well. Invest in them in their present, because it's kind of like instead of giving a child fish, teach them how to fish. So when you're giving them the tools to success, you're teaching them with some things in life you got to have these tools to be successful. You know what I mean? You're setting them up for success. So I know we rob Peter to pay Paul with stay afloat money that we barely stay afloat with in my case, but it's the well worth investment. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's real shit with me. I'm transparent. I'm open. I might be too open, but that's what make me real than a bitch. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Ain't no credit cards. It's straight hard-earned cash, and I don't make a lot of money. I don't sell no dope. I don't rob. I don't pimp no females. This is just strictly just how I make things work. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It is what it is. If I can inspire somebody else to make it happen and do it their way, that's all. That's what it's all about. Doing it your way. As long as you do that shit, hold up. As long as you do it your way. But invest in yourself, please. That's one thing I will say. Invest in yourself, man. So y'all ready? I don't even think I need to talk about the vaccine, but let's go ahead and talk about that vaccine right now. What I'm saying is about the vaccine is that all these different stories, you know, people like to say the word narrative all the time around the vaccine. Make sure you do your own research and just understand that you are a leader regardless who you are. and make sure you make the proper decision for you and your children and your family. I know there's some people that's anti-vaccine people, and there's some people that's been pro-vaccine out the gate. When you got to put something in your body to prevent you from getting things, it's not always good. There is a possibility of side effects, but right now we're in a global pandemic and we lost over 500 cases in the United States. And I think it hit you differently when you lost somebody in your family like I have. Lost my Uncle Theo, rest his soul. And that was early. That was in April of 2020. So just the changes it had on my aunt and my cousins and all that. You know what I mean? It's real. You know what I mean? It's real. So I'm taking the vaccine. My job, we're going to take the vaccine. Of course, there's no plan for us, though. Like other school districts, I was just watching the news today, and they were saying that some school districts are going to be prioritized over other ones. So, for instance, my school district, we haven't stepped foot in the building since March 13th, 2020. And other school districts have been back in the building since August. And we get to jump them because we have, in Wisconsin, the priority is the amount of free and reduced children at your school, your district, or whatever. So that will automatically thrust us to the first one because we have the biggest and poorest school district in the state of Wisconsin. So I think that's bullshit, but because the people that's been working in the building needs the vaccine because they're working now and we're not even going back to April. So get them vaccinated, we'll get vaccinated, and by April we should have our double dose, which need 21 days. So they can do what's mid-March. But March 1st, get all the other teachers that's working out the way so then they can be done by March and we'll be done by mid-April before we get back. I think that's fair. But we have people that's been in a war already, been in a battle, been with their kids. Some people probably have gotten sick, and they still can get sick right now. They still can get the virus. They still can possibly lose their life while we're at home. I am pro-vaccine for those that want to take it. The teachers that's in the building right now with children, they need to take it over the ones that's at home first. That's just what I believe. So somebody dropped the ball with that. But if they offered to me March 1st, Monday, you want to take it, Jesus is taking it, right? Because I'd rather have a side effect from the vaccine than be dead for my children, my parents, my family, and my friends, my other loved ones. You know what I mean? I don't want to die. You know what I mean? I don't want to die. I ain't did everything I wanted to do. Now, if God pushed the button, it is what it is. But we don't even talk like that, yo. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't what we on. So, all right, y'all. We ready? Strap in. Naomi Osaka, man. Whew. She won Australian Open 6-4, 6-3. She's 4-0 in major finals, right? So what that means, 4-0 in major finals, once she reaches the quarterfinals in a major, so far as a lock, she's 12-0. Naomi has power, but what impresses me is her shot selection. When to use the forehand, when to use her backhand, and her angles are amazing. She picks some killer angles towards them lines, man. She's really great at hitting those corner shots. She's here now. Like, we ain't got to wait to see who's next in line. She's here now. So I really appreciate her game. I appreciate what she does. Her art. You know what I mean? Tennis is an art form. Praying for her confidence in the clutch for a long, healthy, storied career with no hate or malice her way. Her social stances this past summer, man, I fuck with Naomi. Of course, you know what I'm saying? It kind of felt like the match against Serena was the championship. And, you know, it is what it is. Serena did what she had to do. She fought hard. Serena need one more to tie, two more to be the all-time major leader. Hope she get it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. She's still playing at a high level, at a high-ass level. So she'll get it, y'all. She'll get it, y'all. Moving on. Yeah. Oh, man, hold up. I don't know what I did with the joint, though. Oh, shit. All right, y'all. I'm bugging over here, and I ain't got my. Oh shit! This real time, y'all. Cause I was so geeked and ready to start. Okay, boom. That's all we got to do. I had to move some shit around in my Google Doc that I didn't have before. Working with y'all. That's my man 99 on the beats. My man 99 on the beat. No, I ain't gonna use on the beat. Player at name to the D. Yeah. All right. Deion Sanders, man. I'm back. Deion Sanders, yo, like, he won his first spring football game 53-0, right? The thing with his personal items stolen out of his office during the game and during the press conference, he stated those things and the blowback from that. I think he was emotional, like we all would be if we were violated. But this is the black eye we give ourselves at times. Jackson State says his items were not stolen. So now we got Deion at the press conference saying my shit got stolen. People trying to say, would you do that if you was at Florida State or Georgia or Wisconsin? And then you got some people, like he'd be able to say what he want to say. It's a bad look because now you're going to say that this will happen at HBCUs and he should have kept it quiet. If a motherfucker steal from you, they steal from you wherever the fuck they steal from you from. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time for that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm supposed to protect black people if they steal from me. But I supposed to tell on the white, the Hispanics, and the Asian. Anybody that steal from me, you's a bitch anyway. You're a bum. You know what I mean? So unless you was doing it to feed your kids, because y'all ain't got no and all that, that's a different story. Ask me for some bread. I'm going to give you as much as I can. So then Jackson State says the items were not stolen. So, here we go now. If Jackson State would have just said nothing, Deion already said he got stolen. So my thing is bigger than rap. So my thing is, here, let me ask y'all a question. Did Deion Sanders do this because he ready to leave already? Like, you know what? I don't know if I want to be down here. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have said it behind the back door. But what if they, in the back door, when he's talking to people, they like, man, we ain't worried about that shit or try to blame Deion. You shouldn't have had 5 watches here anyway, like type shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So maybe he was pissed about that and just aired it out, right? Maybe Deion knows the struggles and the walls he has to go through down there. Do Deion think he was bigger than a university voice right now? Like, this ain't, the football coach in every state, damn near the highest state employee. You know what I mean? Probably outside of Coach K at Duke, but Duke is a private school, so they don't count. So, media, myself for podcasts, vloggers, bloggers, national media, beat writers, they control the story in the media for what we putting out there. So here's how I'm going to control what I put out there. Instead of blaming Deion for what he said during the press conference, I blame the university because they're victimizing the victim. His shit got stolen. So y'all coming out, it didn't get stolen, it got misplaced. I would think Deion Sanders is a strong enough, grown enough man to say, yo, damn, I made a mistake, y'all. It didn't get stolen. I misplaced it. I don't know how I'm misplacing 4 watches, though, in my office. And somebody said they seen somebody breaking up in there, but she was a woman and she was scared to say something to the dudes. So she just told Deion and them, hey, man, somebody broke into your office, cuz. My thing is the woman, did she call the police? I don't know. But see, once again, here we go. But I'm not dumb enough. You know what I mean? Don't just look at Deion, yo. Where was the security at? You know what I mean? So you need to talk. Could he have not said something at that press conference? Yes. But like you said, this is one of the greatest moments of my time. I'm going to get my phone. I can't get my phone because my shit is gone. What are you supposed to say, cuz? All right, yo. Enough on that. That's that on that. In the words of my man, Bakari Sellers, that's that on that. All right, moving on. I Am Athlete Podcast, Brandon Joseph, Channing, Ocho, Player Fred. I know Brandon put up the bread and do all that stuff, though, but sometimes he be cutting them off. I get it. I get it. He's the moderator, but sometimes he be cutting people off and they be trying to get their shit up. But he already know that. Cam Newton and the kid, right? Now, Cam Newton was on I Am Athlete. I suggest everybody watch that. That was a real dope one. I found out about Cam Newton, all them hats, his hats from his company. He been putting his own fashion on, doing this, spending money, and that's cool, promoting his brand. Them hats, I seen one, he got the Black History hats. Now, they like $450. I wish I could get one of those. You know what I mean? That's outside of my price range. But yeah, the hats is dope. You got the Malcolm X, the Muhammad Ali, and the Rosa Parks. Them hats is dope as fuck, man. Check them out. I forget the name of the brand, but y'all can find out Cam Newton brand is called Google. Okay, so, but watch that I Am Athlete. Usually I listen to the podcast. I sat down and watched that on YouTube because it was that good to me. All right, that was a good one. All right, so Cam Newton and a young man at his camp. All right, here's the thing. This is why it is hard as hell to deal with some of these youth, right? The disrespect. Their mentality from their weak-ass parents is the adult has to respect the child before the child respects the adult, which gives the child, knowing my mama and daddy gonna ride with me, I'm gonna talk shit to grown-ass men, grown-ass women. I'm gonna talk shit, right? See, it's the problem. Backwards as hell, but that's what's wrong with society. And to the other kid that filmed the shit, you're part of the problem with this generation too. Oh, I'm gonna put out my phone and record this shit. You know what I mean? We wouldn't hear about that shit if it wasn't recorded and then posted. Like, here's nothing. Where was security there? Security should say, hey, man, everybody got their phones out recording, Cam doing this. Why y'all got y'all phones on the sidelines anyway? What are we doing here? They shouldn't even have their damn phones. But anyway, you can't coach these kids in this now generation. Everything got to be for public consumption. Can nothing be behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And that's why Cam Newton, like, at first, hold up, man, I'm rich, fam, chill out. And he kept on talking crazy, talking about you ass and all that. You calling a grown man ass, fam? He where you want. So I was like, man, come on, man. But this is what it is. The parents enable their children to do this bullshit, man. In the classroom, too. But I'm glad his coaches, his parents, whoever made the young player apologize. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with, you know what I'm saying, hating on a little kid. That's what they do, though. But this is what makes it so hard. You got to be very gifted and talented to deal with this bullshit, man. Because not only you got the kid with the bitch-ass attitude, you got the parents with the punk-ass, bitch-ass attitude. And that's a problem. Like, he was talking to Cam, like, he would whoop Cam ass, though. Like, if Cam took a step to dog, he gonna fire on Cam? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the look now. This is what it is, though. So shout out to Cam to understanding he was the kid and changed up his rhetoric and tried to counsel the young man. Like, he understood, dog, that's a kid, man. Hold up. And in the second video, he just tried to talk to the young blood, whatever. But, you know what I mean, man, you know, it's funny, like my man Bomani Jones was saying, you talk shit to an adult until they talk shit to you like you an adult, and the posturing change. The posturing changes. Now your ass bitch up. You know what I mean? Like, that's why these kids, I be telling them, chill, fam, chill. I done had mad challenges in my teaching years, man. You know what I'm saying? These cats think they tough because they brothers and uncles and shit. And I be like, yo, I'll go get my uncle. Why? Because you call me a bitch? You know what I'm saying? You call me a punk motherfucker. You call me a hoe ass nigga. And now you want to go get your uncle because I say that shit in my face. Or come whoop this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Get out of here, man. Anyway. So shout out to Cam. Shout out to the young man to apologizing too, because he made a mistake. It's fine. He learned his mistake, and hopefully this is a teaching lesson for a lot of children. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Especially at a camp where they're trying to make you better and doing all this shit for y'all, man. Come on, man. That was just bad, man. I would like to see what happened before that shit happened, though. Right? Because somebody probably would say Cam probably said something to the child first. Right? Right? Because a child is attacking a grown-up like that. That's scary. But happens all the time, I guess, right? Let's do it. All right, y'all. Moving on. All-Star NBA announced, right? So here's the thing. 50% fans, 25% media, 25% players. Any problems? Hell yeah, because it's a popularity vote for the fans. Business-wise, it's smart for the business partners to put incentives and contracts for All-Star game participants for starts. You know, the all NBA teams, first, second, third team, defensive player, MVPs, all this shit. It's smart for them because some of these cats ain't gonna get that, but you put it in the contract as a bonus. But then it's a challenge as well. So, but this All-Star game starter is the bullshit. Tis one out of all of them because you can tie it to the popularity of the player and their representation for your brand. So, like, for instance, Luka Doncic is starting over Damian Lillard. Anybody that watched basketball this year know Damian Lillard's supposed to start over Luka Doncic, though. That's the catch. So for the player, it's in the hands of the fans. I don't like that part for them because it's bread tied to that shit. But it's a business. Everything is a business. So, speaking of that, we all know what it is. The rundown, KD led all the all-star starters. You know what I'm saying? He had the most votes. So it's going to be in the East, the starters that were chosen were KD, Giannis, Bradley Beal, Embiid, and Kyrie. In the West, LeBron was the second vote getter of everybody. So we got LeBron, Steph, Luka, Jokic, and Kawhi. Right. Eastern Conference reserves, we have Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic. For the Western Conference, we have Anthony Davis, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, CP3, Zion, and now Devin Booker. We're going to get into the Devin Booker. Quinn Snyder is coaching for the West. Doc Rivers is coaching for the East. Here's the thing. My snubs. First, it was Devin Booker for CP3. Why? They teammates. They fourth in the West. They 20-10. Book averaged 24.7, 3.8, rebounds, 4.3 assists for Chris Paul. I get it. Chris Paul kind of had to be in the All-Star game. He's the players, president, and all that shit. But they wouldn't be in the spot they're in right now. We can say that without CP3. But then remember, they went 8-0 in the bubble. We don't know that, but we can tie where they're playing and everything to CP3. We can do that, right? Can we? I think we can. So we knew AD was not going to be able to play, so that switch out for Book for AD, that's proper. I'm watching Gobert to see if he's going to play for somebody else, and I wouldn't even know who that next person is right now. I would say Brandon Ingram, right? Or Mike Conley from the Jazz. Now, on the East side, there's no way in hell Domantas Sabonis is not on the fucking All-Star team. They're fourth in the Eastern Conference at 15-14. He's averaging 21.5 points, 11.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Y'all put Vucevic. Yes, Vucevic averages about 3 points more than Sabonis, but nah. Vucevic and them like 10th. You know what I mean? 10th in the East. 11th in the East type shit. Nah, we're not having that. We're not having that. So I think Sabonis should be in Vucevic's place. Now, the catch is I don't see nobody on the East in the Eastern Conference who might not play. I can't see nobody not playing out of all these cats. And that's what fucking sucks for Sabonis. That's what sucks for Sabonis. Because you got to give LaVine, you got to give Julius Randle, even though Sabonis them got a better record than them. Man, it's the Vucevic fam. Vucevic averaged 20. He averaging a career high, but man, I ain't Sabonis fam. Sabonis. Man, they playing tough, and they one of their best players ain't even playing Sabonis fam. So whatever, man. Tell me what y'all think, man. Hit me on Twitter, man. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into our NBA notes for the week, man. Let me see. I believe last week, Wednesday, when the Blazers beat the Pelicans, you know what I mean? The Dame and Zion, they was playing very well. We already know Dame is in the MVP conversation. You know what I'm saying? When the Nets beat the Lakers last week, 109-98, no KD for the Nets, no AD, no Schroeder for the Lakers. We know the Nets coming out the East. Lakers without AD will struggle a little, but not as much as people think, though. But, you know what I'm saying? Davis is going to be out a minimum of 4 weeks, so it is what it is. That Boston-New Orleans game on Sunday, like Youngblood in the league, I like looking at shit. You know what I mean? This review shit is crazy. There's too many reviews, way too many reviews. It's taking too long at the end of games, man, but it's necessary. But at this point, is it necessary or embarrassing due to the missed calls by the refs at high speed? Our refs got to get better, man, for real. New Orleans had the biggest comeback in franchise history with 24 points. And I watched the Nets versus the Clippers that night. Clippers were down by as much as 15. Yeah, PG, fam, listen. You're going to have to bust somebody in their shit, fam. Everybody can't talk crazy to Paul George now. There's all types of cats talking shit to him and trying him. It has to stop before he get hurt, man. He can't have that, man. Kyrie is fucking unbelievable. He definitely earned that starting all-star nod. Taking PG out on the minutes restriction shit with 2 left in the close game. Fuck that, we got a ball. Steve Ballmer clowning on having the time of his life on that baseline. He shouldn't be able to clap like that when they shooting free throws, though. Somebody got to complain about that shit. I don't think he can do that, though. He right next to the stanchion doing that shit. I don't think he got to be behind the table at least, fam. You can't be next to the stanchion doing that shit. Brooklyn, 7 straight wins type shit. 5-0 on the West, on that West Coast. With the 7 straight wins, 5-0 on that West Coast trip. They like 12-4 against teams, 500 or better. You know what I'm saying? They had that roster uncertainty due to COVID, personal issues, injury. Like, they the best team in the league down there next to Utah. We're going to give it to Utah because Utah got the better record. But, man, I don't know. They balling. I'm fucking with the Nets, man, for real. With the Lakers' injury issues, is Utah and the Nets right there, man. This story right here out of Minnesota with the T-Wolves firing Ryan Saunders and hiring the Raptors assistant coach Chris Finch is funny. Because what about the assistant coaches on the bench? Y'all went and got somebody else from another team. What about associate head coach David Vanderpool? Like, fuck the title then if you're not going to respect the decision of the previous head coach by making him an associate head coach. Finch worked out. I mean, Finch worked with the president of basketball operations, Gerson Rosas, who is the first Latino in that position of president of basketball operations. The National Basketball Coaches Association released a statement with, quote, concern and level of disappointment, end quote. Rosas spoke of diversity being important to him, but you hire another white man whom previously interviewed for the job when Ryan Saunders got hired in 2019, whom you work with in Houston. It doesn't make sense to me. There were 3 black assistant coaches on the staff. What's more diverse than that shit? Let them ride out the rest of the season. But remember, it's not what you know. It's who you know and who knows you. You hire who you know. You hire who you like. Sometimes you hire who look like you. But I'm just saying, you had 3 assistant black coaches. You had a associate head coach on the staff. He just gets promoted and we figure it out. You hired the person you wanted to hire the first time. It's not what you know. It's who you know, who knows you. Lakers lose the Wizards. Lakers done lost 4 out of 5. They playing tonight against the Jazz. Wall and Bill are getting it together in the East. They 1.5 games out of the playoff game, out of that 10th spot. So we're going to see what they do. And listen, DeMarcus got released yesterday. It's only right if the Lakers get him. I guarantee he will play better, right? I guarantee DeMarcus is going to play better with the Lakers, man. I ain't doing no half-season awards till maybe next week or whatever it is, what it is. All right, y'all, let's do our top 6 Power 10. Power 10. Our top 6 power rankings, man. Let's do it. Coming in number 6, everything is the same as last week. It's the same. Suns 20-10. Plus 5.6 point differential, 7th in defensive rating, 7th in offensive rating, 5th in West. This week they beat Portland. They got Charlotte, at Chicago, and Minnesota. Number 5, the Nets, 21-12. Previous rank 5, 4.1 point differential, 25th in defensive rating, 2nd in offensive rating, 2nd in the East. This week, Sacramento, they won, Orlando and Dallas. Number 4 to 6 is 21-11. Previous rank is 4. 2.8 point differential, 6th in defensive rating, 13th in offensive rating, 1st in the East. This week, they beat Toronto, Dallas, Cleveland coming up. Number 3, the Clippers, 23-10. Previous rank 3, 6.8 point differential, 17th in defensive rating, 1st in offensive rating, 3rd in the West. This week, they beat Washington already. They got 2 times in Memphis, and they got the Mill. Yo. Number 2, the Lakers, 22-10. Previous rank number 2. Excuse me, y'all. What did I just say? Previous rank number 2. 5.9 point differential, first in defensive rating, 17th in offensive rating, second in West. This week, they lost to the Wizards at Utah tonight. Portland Golden State Warriors. Number 1, unchanged. Jazz 25-6. Previous ranked number 1, 9.6 point differential, second in defensive rating, fourth in offensive rating, first in the West. Beat Charlotte this week. Got the Lakers tonight at Miami, at Orlando. Y'all, let's do it. All right, so let's get up out of here and something to grow on. Something to grow on. I was listening to Bakari Sellers' podcast. It's a nice listen. Y'all should listen to it. He was talking about the Biden loan forgiveness plan for, higher education. All right. He was talking about people want Biden to forgive $50,000 in student loans. Biden like, no, I can forgive 10. He's like, I can't forgive 50,000 when y'all go into prestigious colleges and shit like that. No, I can forgive 10 for everybody, but I can't forgive 50 when y'all no. Y'all didn't go to state colleges. Y'all went to private university. Why am I forgiving that? But he's talking about Biden free 2-year community college. Absolutely. Free bachelors for those whose household income is under 150K. Absolutely. I'm all for it. See, in order to bridge the wealth gap, student loan debt, we got to take care of that. A lot of people can't bubble and ball because that student loan, they paying 3 to 7 to 15 to 12 to 12 to 15. I'm sorry, in student loan debt. That's a lot. They can't do it. That's a lot. That's a lot of money, man. So I'm all for it. Let everybody gonna do that. Free 2-year community college. That is the jewel. Community college is the jewel. I just got my master's in 2019, December 2019, sports management, Indiana State University. Yo, it's all good. But I'm going back to get my technical diploma in audio engineering. So I could be mixing and possibly mastering songs and doing live mixing at events. And like I live mix when we were doing a podcast with four hosts and streaming and recording and call-ins and doing all that and mixing the audio in one string because I got a mixer. I didn't even have an audio interface. But I'm going back to community college. It ain't going to be free for me because I got masters and shit. They don't pay for that. So it is what it is, but I'm all for that, man. Take care of the people, get them out here so they can have a better foot forward to try to have wealth for their family, man. So I'm all for that. Something to grow on. All right, y'all, I'm up out of here. Have a peaceful, stress-free rest of your night, rest of your week. Create a great day tomorrow. Take care of your children. Love on your spouse. Love on your family. Call your mom and your daddy. Talk to people, man. Let them know how much you're there for them. Be the example. And just make sure that you do everything in your power to be humble and righteous, y'all. Get your confidence together. Get your clutch together. Support your own. Listen to the network on various platforms. ConfidenceInTheClutch.podbean.com. Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. It's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at K and the K. Have a safe and healthy night, y'all. Peace. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3 in the Clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the Clutch.